Everybody, it's me, AvronPlays, and I have the one, the only Kodiak bricks
It
here.
worked! Oh, shit. Hang on.
Interrupts me with myself and then runs away.
I mean, you don't have to wait for me.
It was only a little bit for you.
Just a little waiting for me. It's a treat.
I I waited for a second and then I was like, oh, I can at least load the game. And then, like, took me a minute to figure out which save was the most recent.
Gotcha.
Sorry, everyone. It's gonna take me a minute to figure out what the fuck I was.
It's all good.
Well, hey, it's Lusitania. Good.
I am certainly conscious.
I messed up the joke. Lusitania doesn't start with an L at all.
Oh well, life goes on.
Does it?
I supposedly.
How do we know that we didn't die because I messed up the?
I listen. The timelines get a little funky, but I don't know if they get that funky.
Whoa. Fair patch.
So, I've been cooking for a long, long time, right? Um, in fact, I would say that food is pretty arguably one of my love languages. And like cook. I don't just kind of cook for anybody. I mean, like, I can, I can do basic cooking if someone's, like, starving. But generally speaking, like, I put time, into my cooking. I have specialized tools and everything to be able to do it right. And with that being the case, uh, I will make little, like, just kind of quick, easy snacks for my partner. And tonight, they wanted a quesadilla, so before stream, I was like, hell yeah, I'll rip out a quick, easy quesadilla. And I normally have, like, a dedicated pan to do that. But for whatever reason tonight, I was just like, nah, I'm going to use this pan that I've had for years, but I otherwise never use for doing quesadilla stuff. And so basically, I whip down just the raw fucking tortilla, ready to rip out a nice and easy quesadilla. And I'm suddenly reminded why it is that I do not use this pan for quesadillas. Because I go to start moving the tortilla around, and it just kind of spreads like Play-Doh. And I'm just like, that's not correct. So, needless to say, I felt silly. But no harm, no foul, I guess.
What if there was harm? Then would
there might be foul if there is harm.
how do the birds get?
Oh, foul, I see. I was trying to put that one together, and I'm like, I know he's going for something there. I may not be firing on all cylinders. To perhaps the surprise of no one.
Come over here. Oh. Oh shit.
Careful. But to finish my very interesting, I promise, quesadilla story, I whipped out another pan and was able to finish it up. Just for everyone sitting on the edge of their seat, wondering how that turned out.
Like, right in. Epic.
About my quesadilla epic.
Can't let the world miss out.
I already have the title. It's called You Weren't There, Man. I will say I do have one flaw that I inherited from my dad when it comes to cooking and experimenting with stuff. Yeah. Is I will make something that is fucking delicious. And that, like, not to toot my own horn, but, you know, I can acknowledge whenever I make something and it's like, oh yeah, this turned out, right? Mm-hmm. Except I will get asked the key question, cool, what did you put in it? The problem is I was so lost in the process, I didn't write any of it down. So I get out, like, can you make it again? And I'm like, maybe. It was mostly vibes. Like,
we'll find out. Problem now is oh wait, there was like a whole nother room
might be a good place to start.
You can tell I haven't played this.
It's all good. Why? How did it get that from it's all good? One of the Colibris has holed herself up in the management office on the 7th floor. I've seen her and her illusions sitting inside the room, crying. Which one is the real one? I think it's because of that painting in there. Whenever I was close to her, I felt like my mind was being assaulted by the image of that island. The sensation was strong enough to make me hurl. Is there a way to neutralize the transmission? Maybe some sort of feedback loop of the frequency of her control signal? The world may never know.
We kind of test that hypothesis. Pop. Hope that. Apparently will help you get paranoid.
Truly.
Place this fully loaded gun to the storage box. Wouldn't want to use that. There's the revolver. It's even the bottom hole revolver, I feel like.
This one is based on the Chiappa Rhino. It's the it's the 20 DS, which is their little like boot gun style. But yeah, it shoots from the bottom cylinder as opposed to the top.
12 millimeter. Have accrued a fair amount of, so we'll plop the real quick.
For my American gun nut friends, 12 millimeter is about a 357 Magnum. I could not imagine a 12-meter revolver. Just this town ain't big enough for the two of us. It's like, well, yeah, partner, because your fucking revolver is the size of a building.
Even like, just to like put that in a perspective, the Zaku machine gun is like it's a 60 millimeter.
Sounds about right.
Which is enormous.
Yeah.
But it doesn't even come close to 12 meters.
Meter. Okay, hang on. I need to do that conversion real quick. That is a 39-foot wide barrel. Just the inside. 39 feet wide.
Oh boy. Not 108, 180. I misspec. Aha! Fuck you!
You use the island key.
I used that key to get another key.
You open the locked chest to get a key. Isn't that ass backwards?
Hide the... Because I woke up and...
Replica Known Issues, Part 2. Classified information, Commander Eyes Only. Previous experiments with these replica models have given us insight into the irregularities in their behavior that stem from the original neural patterns that are used for these units. Fucking hell, use commas. Due to the sensitive nature of this information, this document should be destroyed after reading. Star. Despite their normally laid-back demeanor, stars have a strong internal hierarchy, which is important to take into consideration when promoting units to officers. Not promoting a respected unit or promoting a unit low in status can lead to friction within dorms. Stars will occasionally develop in-group rules involving physical punishments. It is recommended to allow some officers to own military weapons as fetish objects to stabilize their persona. STCR, stork units initially have a short temper. Training them in patience early after deployment is key, as their neural pattern is less stable than the other models. Failing to do so may yield an extremely volatile personality prone to cruelty and violence. A common strategy is pairing them closely with an older star unit. Stork's persona stabilizes by showering or bathing. Books on history or mythology work well as fetish objects.
Oh, I see. I'm full. That's an inch. Oh, it's a radio.
It has a spot for a cassette.
Only there. Can we get out of here? So then. Aha, sucks to suck. Half of back. Oh, am I supposed to take this for?
Yes. I would be careful because you will be VOD muted.
Oh.
At least, yeah, my my streams got copyright claimed, so that was awesome. We can just sit here and talk, make words come out of the mouth in order to make it so that it's a little harder to detect what precisely is being played in the background. You know, just constant stream of words coming out of our mouth so that the YouTube and Twitch overlords don't get mad at us for playing. No, I mean, we're not playing anything. There's nothing behind my voice. Don't look any deeper into any of the intrinsical words that are leaving my mouth. And thank you. Wasn't sure how much longer I could keep that up.
Yeah, that'll be very funny if it gets VOD muted.
Yeah.
But
yeah, for me it didn't get muted. I just got like, you know, people putting ads on my video, which
right the fuck up.
And we're out.
Oh, a question. What do I do now that I have the music?
Well, the cassette had a picture of an owl on it. Do you remember anywhere else you saw an owl?
Oh. As you well know, Dave, owls are.
I mean, I am aware of this. The famous Lauren the Owl / Frederick Knudsen is purely a figment of our imagination. New. Looking around, just looking around the room. Don't mind us searching while there's nothing playing in the background. Oh boy. I mean, if you don't care, I won't talk over it, but.
Owl.
Not where you found the cassette, no.
I literally do not remember. That both unwelcome.
Cool. Would you like a more useful hint? Cool. I'm going to mute so I can eat my snacks then.
Be gone with you now. Copyright infringing music.
Wahahaha. Well done. Calibri's note. Keep an eye on Adler. He's hiding something from us. There was nothing in his diary, but when I probed his mind, there were memories of a Lister unit working in Serpinski. There's no record of that model of replica ever being deployed here. An order for a single unit for some survey work in the mine was briefly considered, but no new orders were made due to the commander's sickness. Replica overview. Calibri. Lieutenant Bioresonance Technique Replica. Calibri. Commando Control Unit Bioresonance Technology Replica Hummingbird. Type, Generation 6 High-Tech Bioresonance Specialist. Frame, biomechanical with polyethylene shell and bullet-resistant armor plating. Height, 152 centimeters. Classified information, Commander's eyes only. A marvel of modern technology, the Calibri is the most capable bioresonance unit ever produced. Every Protector Führings Commandos Falk unit is aided by a cadre of Calibri units, unit adjutants, which can amplify her bioresonance signals. What? No. As well as produce their own, despite their diminutive build, Calibris are one of the most effective Protector units. Able to directly influence the mind of replicas and gestalts, extract information non-verbally, and communicate among themselves instantly in the full bandwidth of the senses, the Calibri's bioresonance is the closest recreation of a true hive mind. Replica Known Issues, Part 1. Classified information, Commander's eyes only. Previous experience with these replica models has given us insight into irregularities in their behavior that stem from the original neural patterns used for these units. Due to the sensitive nature of this information, this document should be destroyed after reading. Euler. Yules tend to form large groups and like to sing and dance, as the original neural pattern for this unit was a ballet dancer. Persona degradation can be easily prevented in this unit by making sure they have access to music through tape players or musical instruments. Always place at least one mirror in Yule dorms, as they have a strong urge to check their own appearance at regular intervals. Yule's persona stabilizes by keeping a tidy appearance and through regular social interactions. Yules will often organize in groups of roughly 10 units and give each other themed nicknames. Arar. Even though they may seem like quiet simpletons, do not underestimate Aras. While they may not show it, they judge those who are rude or unkind harshly, and will quietly share this judgment with the entire cadre. Aras get along best with Yules, who tend to be patient and friendly, and have a talent for reading Aras' expressionless faces. In many facilities, Aras will construct service tunnels accessible only to them, often under floors and in walls. Unstable units may retreat into these tunnels. It is not recommended to attempt to retrieve them. Ara personas can be best stabilized by allowing them access to plants to take care of, ideally colorful flowers or trees.
Oh.
There is a door. I think it was 09. No, like 90, I should say.
That's my. That's not. Oh, change.
Yeah, I thought I saw 62. Might have been 160.
Oh.
$72.
Am I like taking them out one at a time?
Yeah, even I kind of struggled to understand when exactly I was having an effect on these. 119.
Got him.
There you go. Nicely done. You're full of Shogun ammo. Adler's Diary. Date 84/21/6. I've been fascinated by a peculiar piece of furniture I discovered in storage. A strange box with a removable dial in the front that was confiscated from a worker some time ago. I was instantly drawn to it, though I'm not sure why. When I put my ear on the mechanism, I could hear it faintly clicking, like a clock. Without Colibri's help, it has become much harder to coordinate the logistics cadre. If there is anything good to say about that woman, it is how she knows how to make others respect her orders, despite her minuscule stature. I went to see her today, but her room is still locked. I had a dream tonight, another memory of my Gestalt life before, I believe. A memory of my Gestalt life, I believe. I was wearing my uniform. There was a young woman. Her hair was white as snow, and I was conducting some sort of test. I had a deck of cards with astronomical symbols on them, and I asked her to guess the planet on the card I was holding. I was playing with that mechanical lockbox again, of which I am now sure is some kind of astronomical calendar, when I suddenly remembered a conversation I had with another replica when I was inspecting the mining site. However, it was clearly a model I have never seen before, some type of engineer with an orange chest piece. In my memory, she was just another member of our staff, but no such replica was ever stationed on Serpinski. Replica memory is not the most reliable, they say, but never before have I experienced such a strange phenomenon. The little enigma of that box could only distract me from the chaos around me for so long. All the box contained was a small notebook, of which all the pages turned out to be blank. It has been miserable since our beloved Kilamander has fallen ill. I long for her stern guidance, that overwhelming authority in which she bathed as a room. More sick, making my work ever harder. How are we meant to shoulder this workload with no reinforcements? My only consolation is that our protector staff, as our protector staff decreases, so does the workforce we oversee. While more and more replica end up in the hospital wing, Gestalt workers seem to succumb much too fast for any attempts at treatment. Another diary filled, for no benefit but my own satisfaction. I've not ordered a new one yet, since I spend my saved ration marks on that marvelous-looking fountain pen, but I guess I'll make use of that notebook. Crazy you'd buy a notebook with only... Really?
Can you put your hands up, please?
Anyway.
Ooh, does what?
So it does. It really just has a mind of its own.
Oh.
Replica overview. Elster. Landwehrmessungs Schiff-Techniker Replica. Elster. Land Survey Ship Technician Replica Magpie. Type. Generation 5 Cosmo Pioneer Specialist. Frame. Biomechanical with carbon fiber reinforced polyethylene shell and titanium skeleton. Height. 178 centimeters. A versatile combat engineer unit primarily designed for orbital service. These tough and stoic loners are best suited as specialist sappers and scouts. Their technical knowledge and combat capabilities make these units true survivalists, especially when their iconic white and blue heavy combat configuration, which sports bullet-resistant armor plating on their chest and forearms. Since the original neural pattern for this unit was lost with the destruction of Central Neural Archive on Veneta, new Lister units have been produced based on a decommissioned unit from the Penrose program.
Another key for key swap.
I put down a key, which allowed me to pick up a key. I released my trigger from the finger, and then it was a rhetorical question.
Now we climb. I'm sorry, Dave.
Replica Known Issues, Part 3. Classified information, Commander Eyes only. Previous experience with these replica models has given us insight into irregularities in their behavior that stem from the original neural patterns used for these units. Due to the sensitive nature of this information, this document should be destroyed after reading. Meaner. The neural pattern is extremely stable. Little has to be done to keep Minius happy. They get along well with most other models thanks to their sometimes submissive, sometimes motherly personality. Unlike other models, diary keeping is not mandatory for persona stabilization. Small stuffed animals may be given as fetish objects, though those resembling cats should be avoided as they may cause resurfacing Gestalt memories. Adler. Adler units work best when left alone. They do not mix well with their own type. They will usually become very emotionally dependent on their commander. Adlers are very susceptible to bioresonant suggestion, making them fairly easy to control. However, they become bored very easily and may need new fetish objects at regular intervals for stabilization.
Oh. An astrolabe. What
Kodiak.
I always wanted. Who are you? You're not one of our staff. Yeah, no. The others, they've changed. You no longer sing in unison. I used to be able to see into their mind. We were as one. Together we guided them all. But now I can't understand their thoughts anymore. I've never been so alone before. They're still together, and I am here outside. They won't let me. I cannot stand their song anymore. This is the only place where I don't have to hear them. This is the only place I'm safe. Dead. Libri.
Replica known issues, Part 4. Classified information, commander resigns only, previous experiments with yep. Colibri. Great care should be given to colibris. Their neural patterns are very unstable, and their bioresonance module makes them very susceptible to influence from others. Like most bioresonant individuals, colibris will often subconsciously create an emotional feedback loop, imitating and then broadcasting the emotions of those around them, acting as a sort of amplifier. While they are trained to recognize and disengage this behavior, already unstable units can sometimes spiral into persona degradation. Due to their bioresonant connection, neural pattern development in colibris varies less than in other models. The constant exchange of memories and emotions between units of a cadre act as a safety net that buffers extreme changes. However, once a majority of units in a cadre degrade, they will drag remaining units down with them. Because of this, it is important to decommission Colibri units instantly when they begin to degrade. For persona stabilization, Colibri should have access to a well-stocked library.
Library.
Howdy, Sydney Z34. And yeah, this section took me a hot minute when I went through. But welcome to the chat. Thanks for popping in.
Put this thing. Okay. And this. Me alone. I'm trying to. Feel like all the no.
Oh, careful.
What's going on? Snake! Snake!
We're back.
Oh boy.
Nothing is playing.
Nothing
Right
is
now.
playing, it's purely silent. Don't even fucking worry about it, you narc. We did it. We fooled the algorithm.
Going to be very amused if we do in fact get copyright.
It would be, if nothing else, very entertaining. And like I said, normally like classical music is like okay. However, there have been a lot of like, from my understanding, SoundCloud rappers and artists and stuff who like very purposefully have been sampling these kinds of like this kind of music in their tracks in order to make it so that they can claim copyright on this shit. And it's like, I mean, it's slimy as shit. Well done. Oh.
No.
Ooh.
Not cool. Don't camp the door.
If going to camp the door, fucking don't.
No. Why does it go up and down so fast, but takes so long to slide this?
Unknown.
Hello, Stoop. Welcome.
Howdy.
Can you put your hands up, please?
I said howdy. I said fucking howdy, program.
As you can see, things are going swimmingly here.
My soundboard is doing exactly what it's supposed to at all times with no errors, ever. Yeah, I recognize I probably should sit down one of these days and like actually train the voice program.
Yeah.
Until then, I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing.
I mean, it works well for us so far. In the
Want to get like I have the hotkeys set up so that I can activate most of the sounds just whenever, but all of the voice-based ones are really just funny.
what?
All of the voice bait, like any of the ones that go off based on when I say something.
Oh,
Yeah, those ones always tend to like just go off whenever they please and or at very funny times. I should have finished that thought.
game thinks it can beat me. Face.
Space.
They can. I hope.
I hope it's mistaken. Could be, couldn't be. Who knows?
There we go.
Nice. Well done.
I just had to figure out which symbols meant which planets. Because that wasn't me.
Shrine Diary. Oh, sorry. I realize I have the wrong window open. I've started yet another new diary. How time flies. The work is dull and monotonous as ever in Serpinski, but a bright light illuminates my day. Today, I was invited to a meeting by Commander Falk, and she was as magnificent as ever. Another day passes. During my meeting with the commander today, I felt the strangest sensation of familiarity as I sat with her. Sadly, our meeting was interrupted by an unexpected power outage. I've been feeling strangely paranoid these days. Never before have I felt so strongly the sensation of déjà vu as I have these past few days. When I checked the pages of my diary today, I noticed that for some inexplicable reason, I seem to have dated my previous entries with today's date. What an embarrassing mistake. Every day feels a bit like I've lived it before. Even stronger the sensation that something is somehow just slightly out of place. Why is my diary filled with entries I cannot recall writing? Why are they all dated to today? Has the loss of my beloved commander finally gotten to my mind? Am I going insane? I fear what will happen to me if anyone finds out. I am alone in this. If they discover my notes, I'll be decommissioned too. Something is wrong. I can feel it. Is this really madness? When I read the pages of my diary, I recall events that never happened. A yesterday that never was, yet it feels as real as the one I actually experienced. This cannot merely be a defect of my mind. It feels as though in this room I peer into another version of reality. How? I do not know. Perhaps I, too, have become sick like the others, without realizing. But I will not succumb. A slow accumulation of reproduction errors. Gradual corruption of information. A story, misremembered, slowly morphing with each retelling. Like a genetic material mutating and evolving. Like a replica mind copied over and over from an aging template. I do not know, but I will find out. The answers lie below, I can feel it. Someone or something calls from me there, in the mind.
The mine.
Rock and stone!
All the tat.
I know you're here. I've done this countless times before. You don't belong here.
Close.
SIGNLIS.
Like loose. What's that mean?
Huh? Do I look like a languager to you? I don't fucking know.
You know how it's pronounced, but not what it means.
It's one of those hilarious things where, like, I can read Cyrillic, right? So, like, if I stare at Russian for long enough, I can, like, begin to pronounce what is, like, written down. And so, like, I'll read out something in Russian and people will be like, what does it mean? I'm like, I don't fucking know. just because I know what sounds to make doesn't mean I understand what those sounds mean.
Wow, a pile of mining lasers.
Pew! They're too heavy for me to use.
We're too to carry around a giant. Nitro Express. Anti-Panzer. Monofilament fiber.
Diameter. Less than 2 nanometers average. Handle with care. Risk of death. Monofiber will effortlessly cut through limbs and equipment in an instant. Always wear protective clothing. Do not touch monofiber without proper protective gear. Only handle in brightly lit places.
Have I ever told you about the monofilament web?
No?
In Shadowrun, there's a weapon known as the monofilament web. And it's basically just the skinniest string possible. And it just effortlessly cuts through shit.
Yeah, I'm reading the article on it right now.
Wow. Sad.
Very sad.
But the book, it talks about how the monofilament web is really dangerous. Because it's really easy to like have the whip like crack and then fling back towards you. You know, as whips are prone to do. But instead of like getting whipped a little bit, it like cuts your whole face off.
You know, as you do. It's one of those weapons that's almost as dangerous to the user as it is to anyone downrange. Almost like the dreaded puckle gun. Just based as hell. So for anyone in chat or watching the VOD unfamiliar with the puckle gun, it was a deck cannon that was designed like way back in like, I mean, the old like British merchant marine were the ones who were like hypothetically gonna use it, but the designer, who was 100% butt fucking sane, designed two separate models. One fired regular, like, circular, you know, round bullets, right? But that's cringe as hell. We're not interested in those. We're interested in the second model he designed, which was, quite simply, a square bullet. The idea being that you would use the circular bullets on like other British folks or like, you know, the regular people, quote unquote.
Yeah, you're a fellow European.
Your fellow Europeans. Mining nuclear tech, high security replica, Mina. Whereas the square bullets were meant to be used on the Turks and other non-European individuals. The idea being that the square bullet would, and I'm not shitting you here, do so much damage that it would convert the Turks and other non-Europeans to Christianity. from just getting hit with this thing. But, like, I can't even imagine a square bullet getting caught in, like, the square barrel, right? Like, one of the corners gets notched, and this thing just fucking explodes on the user. Because it's not like a shoulder-fired, like, gun, right?
Yeah, like a
this
turret.
Thing, it's like the size of a grenade launcher, as far as the bore, from my understanding. I'm just sitting here like, Jesus Christ, I can't even imagine this thing just firing. It's a claymore mine for the British. Like, that's basically what this thing is. Oh, fuck me.
Somebody actually bought one.
Like a puckle gun?
Yeah.
Really?
Like, for the most part, like, the design just went on. Like,
Right.
somebody like paid for these to be installed on, like, their fortress. I can't remember what the details were.
I was gonna say, like, did it work?
They didn't bother with the square chamber. So.
Cool. that was my follow-up question.
I'm pretty sure it was fine, if a little, like, overcomplicated for the time.
Sure. I can also never remember what the hell it's called, but I know there is a revolver that some guy also back in the 1800s was just like, fuck yeah, what if this revolver had, like, its own cylinder of revolving cylinders. I'll see if I can find a picture of this.
I don't know.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
One, but yeah, I'm pretty
cool. Alina's diary, brackets 3. It's worse than I thought. Everyone has disappeared. I still haven't found any trace of Elster. It's as if she's never been here. Something's wrong with the protectors, those that are still around. A guard spotted me earlier sneaking out of the medical wing, and she let out a monstrous scream as she chased after me. When I looked back, I saw her face, and now I can't forget. It looked like she'd been in some horrible accident. Okay, I'm just gonna Google stupid revolver and see if that gets us.
Stupid revolver.
Stupid revolver. Nope. Okay. Although, interestingly, they did, that did bring up the giant M16.
Giant M16?
Yeah. Are we ending stream?
Yeah.
Cool.
I was gonna let the good people at home hear my reaction to the stupid revolver. Find it. Yeah, it's almost 10 o'clock, and I gotta get up.
Yeah. Fair enough. I will, yeah, next time, if I can find a picture of this damn thing, we'll share it at the beginning of next stream.
Okay.
It's just stupid revolver.
Good night, people of you. See you next time.
Found it. I found it.
Hold on.
Share my screen with you. Hang on. This fucking thing.
How does this even work?
So this was like before they had like fucking cartridges, right?
Yeah.
This is a black powder, like, packed in fucking revolver. Because they would take fucking forever to reload, right?
Right.
So the idea is that you would load all of these cylinders, like, before the fight. And then when one cylinder was empty, you would rotate to the next one, burn through all 6 shots on that, rotate to the next one, etc., etc., etc. Here's my understanding. Like, I don't think this thing ever actually saw, like, major use. In fact, I think this is, like, there was only one ever built. But a pretty common problem with these, like, style of revolvers is that occasionally a spark would get out of the chamber and ignite the other chambers. Can you imagine that happening on this fucking thing? You're holding a bomb. Forget losing your hand, your fucking arm is gone.
Wouldn't it be just easier to do like I don't know, like exchangeable cylinders?
I mean, yes, and a lot of them, like, did that. Like, those, from my understanding, were the type of revolvers that kind of made it. Like, you got your Schofields, where they're like break action revolvers, and you just replace the entire cylinder. But then when people started to realize, like, oh shit, what if we just pre-packaged the powder and the ball and the, you know, everything into a metal cylinder on its own, and that led to the development of cartridges, and here we are.
That pretty much invalidated all of that.
So
there's your
this
there's your gun history lesson and the stream.
Oh yeah, here's another version of it. It's just so fucking stupid. So yeah, that is a thing that exists.
Of this
Oh yeah, no, they were pretty common. Yeah, no, I mean, you had revolver rifles. You actually have revolver shotguns. Some that are still in use. I think that's 9 rounds. So yeah, it's the fucking I want to say it's the MTS 225. Yeah, this fucking thing. So this is a Russian revolving hunting shotgun.
You know.
You know, like you do.
Yeah, I love these.
Yeah.
Know that.
Yeah. I mean, it is kind of niche, but there is like a practicality to it. I would love to do just like a gun stream where I just kind of let the chaos flow. But yeah, thanks for having me, boss.
Tended to have issues. They would jam and stuff. So that's why you
Yeah, the older ones definitely saw a lot more of that. You know, you have a lot of like modern revolver users who sort of subscribe to the whole like power, you know, the muzzle velocity and everything of their particular rounds. And like there is something to be said for it, but I will tell you from experience in the field that I work in, we have had precisely one guy in the entire time that I've worked in this field who came to work with a revolver on his hip, and he was laughed out of the room. Mostly because he didn't have a speed loader. He just had like loose shells in his pocket. And I'm like, okay, I'm just trying to like not that I try to envision like what a firefight would look like with this guy, but just him like holding up a finger over his cover as he has to like, you know, because you're crouched down, right? You're not standing up straight. It's not the Wild West. Yeah. So you're crouched down behind cover, and you just have to like throw one of your legs out as you're fishing through your pocket for cartridges.
Just like...
And I'm just like, oh, yeah. my individual gamer, if you will. Yeah. So that, I mean, again, like there is something to be said for revolvers. I personally don't like them. There's a lot of consummate professionals these days who, you know, for all of the drawbacks that semi-autos have, they definitely make up for it in not having to fish through your pocket for fucking loose cartridges. like my magazine pouches are not hard. It's not a difficult thing to have. I mean, hell, even in practicality sense, right? I've got my semi-auto right here. So just from empty, you know, magazine in, drop mag, fresh one, and I'm back in the fight with another 15 rounds. As opposed to revolver. Which I think I have an airsoft revolver floating around here somewhere, but yeah. For a different time. Indubitably.
For real this time.
For real, not for play. Thank you all. Cheers, Aaron. Thanks for having me.